Hello everyone. I've made some progress. I've finally fixed the elevator, and as you can see, the buttons are placed correctly. I'm also working on the level indicator, so it will move up and down, but at the moment not. And anyway, what is changed? What I've changed is a lot of stuff. So first of all, I've integrated a new camera because in third person and on aiming it was impossible to manage the elevator display. For that reason, I've made a new camera which is for the interaction. So when you click, the movement is strange, but now you can see clearly the indicator, and when you click, basically you get moved on another floor, and you can get back and click again, and then you can get back. Also, as you have seen, the mouse get activated and showed correctly, and then hide again. And to do this, I've left the state machine 2, and I've changed entirely the structure of the player structure. I've made some logic directly inside the character. There is a variable exposed on the player which to use if he is interacting with something or not. And so when you are interacting with the display, I can check, or better, I can set the variable to true. So at this point I know that I can't move the player, and also I switch the camera to the interacting shot. Also I move the camera to the position which I've set inside the display, and this is a prefab, so I can place it everywhere. And also, as I said in the early video, I've made a spawner prefab, which is this one, and so the code inside the button, basically when you click on the button, this spawner gets activated, and then the player gets teleported because we have activated the player spawner, which have a trigger on enable, and at this point we stop the player from moving and we teleport it. So as I said on the early video, the elevator display have a class which is called elevator HUD. The elevator HUD basically is reads the array from the elevator manager, and the elevator manager have a subclass which is used for to store how many floor we have on this elevator. So we can set the number and the name, and obviously the player spawner, which because it is used to teleport the player from one side to another, and also the button, the prefab. Prefer button, which have I've added some feature. For example, the blip when you click on the button, and set the interaction on false, so the player will be controllable later, because first of all the player is not controllable. Then he will look to the display, play a gesture for simulating the click on the display, which at the moment didn't work, also because I didn't have the animation. Then re-enable the player and hide the cursor and lock it to the center. Then we will change the camera to the third person camera again. I'm doing this by searching the tag, because I'm not sure if I already told you, but the 3 shots are instantiated on the fly at the start when the player gets spawned. So later we will see it. And then I set I disable the trigger, which is inside the button, because on this way I can reuse it again. For example, if I'm teleporting from here to here, then the trigger gets disabled, so when I'm here and I click again here, the trigger gets enabled, even if the buttons are different. But if I'm here, I click here, this trigger gets disabled. So when I click here and I get back here, the trigger is disabled, and so I can use it again. About the camera, as I said, I've remade entirely the character controller, so when he gets spawned, the camera logic, which have a bunch of variables, I have also a trigger on start, which will disable the mouse, and I guess it's not here, but it's here in camera instantiation. In camera instantiation, I've made a bunch of actions and triggers. So first of all, the main camera. I've made a trigger which is on enable again, and so on enable it will check if the main camera exists. If not, it will get the main camera from a global variable and spawn it. The main camera obviously have a tag main camera. And the same also for the shot. So the main shot, which is the one, the third person camera, check if it exists in the scene or not, and if not, then instantiate the main shot. And the main shot have a tag. Let's see, it's on prefab cameras. Cameras, sorry. The default, which is the mine, and as you can see, it have a mine shot. Also the aim shot, yeah, have a tag, and so interactable. On this way, I can catch it on the fly and do whatever I want. And here we have the mine camera. Also, I have made a camera action. This is for changing the shot, so passing from one shot to another, and also this variable, which are aside on camera logic, is used to switch from this camera, which will be used when shot will be available to the default camera. So when I click here, I set the variable inside the camera logic to true, and on this way we didn't check constantly if or we try to change constantly the camera. And so also I've added some dialogue to the character, and also let me enable the audio, but I'm sorry because will be recorded to time by the microphone and by the speakers. But
we barely saved her. She was about to fly out of the station. She was exposed in the void for several minutes, and I don't know if we could save her.
And also on the bed.
Their memory will live forever in our hearts. Yeah, not everyone was as lucky as you. We had several victims. Maybe you should go and have a drink at the bar, don't you think?
And so I've made a little step further.
Space is a cruel mistress, ain't she? You must have been out cold when those damn pirates attacked the hangar. Blast doors went flying, and with them your ship caused a nasty decompression. Everything got sucked into the void. I couldn't find your weapon either, sorry to say. These brigands have a nasty habit of blasting open the exits to loot whatever's left. Space can be a harsh place.
It's
This poor planet, ambition and greed turned it into a wasteland. Reminds me of Mars, only not as hospitable.
There is another bug which I have to fix because he should also be interactable again.
I might as well go back to my job. If you're looking for me, I'm at Quantum Flask. You still have a drink waiting for you.
Yeah, I'm talking about this. And also I should make the NPC to work with how it is called. Yeah, you know, for the NPCs, and I should map the area wall cable. Because at the moment I'm just using the game creator to move the characters, and they didn't recognize obstacles at all, and so the navigation sucks. But little step by step. See you next time.